mousesports, a huge victory for them. LMBT made it clear, the coach of mousesports, saying that he had to pick up the 1, if not 2, versus Navi, and they have got the first step in the right direction. To break it down, none other than Yanko and, of course, Chad, and we're going to throw straight to you then, Mr. Vox. And we have to try and understand and comprehend how this victory came to be. Seemed like mousesports had everything under control there. 9-6 half to start off.
Yeah, and Edward played fantastically well to actually get Navi in a position where they could have been in striking distance to take this game. Him getting those early clutches, him getting a lot of entry frags, and actually being the most dominant force that wasn't simple for once, you know. So that's something to definitely note. But I just want to point out here how many low buys or force buy situations were converted by teams, and I think that lends towards the map. On the T side, if you can get a successful entry and not lose too many people, and then you can, swarm onto a bomb site and make the trades favorable, you just lock the CTs out. It's so hard to get into these situations, especially at B. You have control of drop, you have control of the doors or rock area. What are they going to do, right? We saw time and time again that the team was just getting shut out whenever the bomb site was overwhelmed.
You can see Edward really was fragging. Didn't get to see some of those highlights live. Didn't actually realize just how many he had. 24, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, 24.
Yeah, it was a quite messy game. I mean, a lot of it came down to clutches, teams exchanging force buys, as Chad pointed out. But for me, some of the flaws are still there for Navi. You look at the round that lost them the game. Ultimately, they want to take control of A long. You can see Simple throwing the deep smoke, Pop flashing, but the timing is off. He flashes, but that's just, I think it was Edward with him. He tries to push by himself, loses the duel. By the time Simple takes the peek onto the opposing Opera, he's not blind anymore, so Simple dies. They lose the bomb, and that's where the round falls apart in itself. You need to do a better job. Either send an extra player towards A long so that he can trade if Edward dies, or get the better timing on the flash so that Edward is guaranteed to get that first kill.
Now, a bit of a deviation, but just because I have you and this game in front of us, I want to try and see if I can get some degree of a correlation here. Now, I'm sure you speak to Nico much more than I. Have you actually ever got to the conversation of, like, did he fall into bad habits because of the mindset of I have to win for the team? And I'm just wondering if that's applicable to Simple.
To an extent.
You're going to have to start making pushes. We've seen Simple do.
It's a situation where you could notice it in the game, right? He would get, for example, 2 kills in the round, and he would push for a third, and he would lose that kill, and he was the anchor, and then they would get into the bomb site 3v4 after plan. That's perfectly winnable for the T's more often than not, and that's something you're not aware of when you're going for that third kill. But also, it's a situation where maybe you've gotten those 2 kills, and then you've played it safe, and you have a 5v3, and your teammates can't hold the other bomb site, in a 3v3 situation. Then you're feeling like, well, I don't want to lose rounds like this. I'd rather go for that extra play, and then, it's a lose-lose situation, either way you look at it.
If you watch that half from mousesports, this probably wasn't the case, but it could seem like it if you didn't if you didn't know what was going on.
Second frag.
Yeah, Simple moving around. This is crazy, right? This whole God just turned his back on him. That makes it harder to hit for the pistol, right? You want to turn you don't want to, but that's why you see them doing it. They actually turn their back on pistol players because it's harder to hit the head. But I think, if you look at the way that mousesports approached their T side, it could have looked like when they found out where Simple was, they just went to the other bomb site. Like they were just trying to avoid him. But I think the case is because Simple was getting moved around so much that there was going to be chances where he's just in the wrong place, or they go, oh, he's got the AWP there, but the strat was going to be to go here, go there, go somewhere else.
Now, I can't help but feel this is going to be something that should be, in an ideal world for mousesports, be a recurring scoreboard. Rops and Sunny on the top. That's kind of how they were supposed to look when they'd pick them up.
Sis did not have 32 kills.
No, I think he had 14.
Yeah, just to confirm, it was Edward with 24, Simple with 17, Flamey 13, C's 14, and Zeus as well. So just a little bit of a mix-up there on the scoreboard, giving C's a couple of extra.
Couple of C's fans in the control room.
Yeah, I think Rush is maybe feeling bad for C's.
It's like, yeah, give him a couple of extra. They'll never notice.
Just telling him up there. But I think across the board, mousesports shouldn't be too happy with that kind of performance because sure they won. They had some very clean rounds, but the fact that they're losing against so many force buys or situations like that they should probably close out, that sucks. But that's CSGO. It is
CSGO, and it's CSGO we have to talk about next because we have to CSGO to Inferno. Hey, that was bad. Let's talk about it. It's a map that they did just beat NIP on. In this very league this week, they beat them 16-2. It's Inferno. And I don't know how your memory is, Chad, but when it's a 16-2 blowout, can you remember how that came to be?
Yeah, they just put up a brick wall defense. Everyone was hitting their shots, right? I think if you remember, I definitely noted it was the first gun round, and I said to you, Alex, what the hell is Chris J doing? He's just running down
That's
banana.
Right, yeah.
It's like, he didn't have any help. There's no one there with him. He just pushes all the way down. It's like, what's going on here? So I think they were just on fire on that map, and it looked like they warmed on in. And when I think Inferno is one of the maps where if everybody's hitting their shots and you're not being forced around the map, you're not being made to feel uncomfortable by utility, it's very easy just to set up that wall, set up that wall and just mow them down.
So is, in your eyes, distinctly CT-sided? I mean, we've seen some crazy T-halves.
If you can get control of the economy, right? If you can have all the Molotovs, all the nades, all that kind of stuff, then you're going to play more confidently. But when you have the force buys or the low buys coming in, that's when the Ts can dictate. And
that's something then, Yanko, you always refer to... they have to have a strong start. It's a statement I often hear you say. And it's not just because, they need momentum. It's also because... especially on some maps, it's the utility, it's the presence of money that means that you can dig in.
True, Cobblestone was one of those maps as well. And, it's usually for underdog teams because you have faith in the teams that are really good on the map that, even if they lose the pistol and so forth, they can still grind out the gun rounds. They just take the double eco and then play it out. But the reason on Inferno is because, map control is so important, that banana control. And what enables you to establish it is utility, right? If the CTs don't have the double incendiary to throw and the double nade, that's what gives them early control of banana. That means you have to probably play, in some pop flash position where you're going to concede control of banana or top banana, and then you're going to check it and hopefully get a kill, because it's very difficult. We saw, for example, that's one of the reasons why SK was getting beaten on the map recently, is that they don't play it that aggressive when they only have 2 rifles there, which allows teams to get it for free, and then it's much more difficult to hold. A lot of time on the clock, you can fake, you can go for a full-on execute there with Molotov.
So necessary aggression is something that we have to see on Inferno.
Absolutely.
It's the transitional defense, I like to call it, Alex.
Yeah, can you elaborate on this point? Because I do hear it a lot.
Just to be posturing in position so the Ts can't take territory for free. You have to make them fight for banana. You have to make them fight for top mid. They can't just get holes for free every time. You have to mix up your setups. You got to make them think that there's going to be someone there. Either running down the clock or running down utility is very important. But just a fun little tidbit is the fact that mousesports have with this roster, have only won the map once, and that was against NIP.
Good grief.
They played it 5 times.
Well, that makes no sense then, does it? Absolutely none.
Some of the other results, just to put it in context, is a 19-15 overtime loss to SK, a 16-5 loss to Liquid in Mykonos, and then qualifiers online, so we'll stay away from those results.
Yeah, well, we all know SK's Inferno can look a bit weird at times. They've been having some results actually in the North American Pro League that raised eyebrows on that very map. But okay, so mousesports it's not a clear-cut win for them up next. It does sound like the casters are ready, so is the game, guys. Mousesports to 2-0, what are we thinking? Yes or no?
Yes. Yeah, let's do it.
All right, faith in mousesports despite only 1 win with this roster on this very map, and we saw that this week. Maybe they're on the upward trajectory. It's time to find out. Your casters are ready. It's none other than Hank the Tank and Harry, just Harry.
Wow, smooth as ever there, Alex. What a throw that was. Thank you very much. It is going to be mousesports versus Navi here on Inferno. And yeah, I have to agree. Mousesports seem like the more dominant team right now. They're performing as a 5-man unit. Navi, sure, we've got Edward turning up the heat a little bit tonight, but it doesn't feel like we've got Flame on the same level. We really need that trio, I think, to come to life to really have a chance here to that mousesports in a map. We saw them play against NIP last week. They looked really dominant on it. Very aggressive, and they'll be starting on the CT side. That's where they did most of the damage earlier, and maybe they can replicate that form, but Navi, I'm just not that excited by it right now. It's even when Simple, like we said, if Simple turns up to this game, it could be completely stormy, but he turns up to every game, and they're still not winning. So that's the problem I've got right now.
Well, I'm going to be contrary. I'm going to say Navi. I think they're going to win this map. And on top of that, I think a lot of it depends on this T side. Navi, they're very good on their T side, Inferno, but they're also very dependent on having a strong T side if they want to pick the map up. So if we see them get off to a good start, then that's just going to pave success for the rest of the match. But already, my hopes and dreams getting slashed down as Sunny in with 2. Wants to try and get a little bit more. Has support coming in from Chris J. It's a slaughter on Banana. These men aren't after potassium. They're after blood. Flamey. 1v3. Bomb's been dropped up top of Banana. Going to go in for the push. Actually going to take 1. Pivots back, but Sticko does trade.
Got a little bit awkward towards the end there. Started hitting his shover in the head. But overall, mousesports there with a lovely performance. Navi rushing B. It might seem like a bit of a matchmaking strat, but a lot of teams do actually have this as a viable setup. Usually if the nades at the top to stop this happening. You nade at the very top by the barrels to push back someone like Sunny, but he gets 2 kills. Wanted a bit more there as well. As soon as he gets his kills, he knows he's got all the aggro there. Calling for his teammates to push down middle and pincer towards that area. That's exactly what happened, and it works out very nicely for mousesports, but seized. All right, then that's a nice shot with the Desert Eagle. Takes down Oscar, and now they've got something to work with here on this force buy. Now 5-on-4, and they'll try to pounce on the opportunities. They go towards the apartments here. Simple wants to find the second kill at the top of mid.
Simple snuck by the Molotov, going to go ahead and push through this smoke, and actually there's no one there to catch him if he does so, so will be afforded control of long if only he knew. And meanwhile down Banana, Chris J does lie in wait. C's going to be holding the angle. Simple. Pushing out through long, Robs starts to ascend on up, able to find Zeus, and Seized in the meantime going to dispatch of Chris J. This could cause the rotation to come on through, and that looks to be the case. Simple going to get one more out towards A, and now Sunny. Well, while the sun's still up on the B bomb site, has to try and seize the day as they make their way on in. Sunny lies in wait. Smoke goes down for CT. Sunny peeks on out, does take the first, but now players coming in for the trade. Flash goes high, Sunny in with a second. Does get traded out by Simple, leaving this now all on Rops. 1 versus 2, rotating all the way in from A. It's a lengthy rotation, doesn't have the kit either.
It's interesting that he's walking with no kit, but wants to be silent and maybe suggests that he's coming towards Banana. They both could be towards the ruins area. Simple by the coffins now. It's going to be Flamey up, almost a guaranteed frag here. Maybe not. It's going to be Flamey dinking him up. That's the headshot I was looking for, but unfortunately can't convert it to a kill. The bomb pretty much out of reach now for mousesports. I don't think they can defuse it. It'll be up to Robs to try and... Okay, I was about to say maybe just take Simple down and take the gun out of his hands, but they've already won a force buy with the Deagles here, and they'll be absolutely fine for next round. Final kill comes in for Simple. 3 in total after Seized open things up with a tremendous Deagle shot from T-Steps to find Oscar. Everything started to fall apart there. Didn't like the response from mousesports. They get 1 kill to bring it into the 4-on-4. Then Chris J pushes through a smoke at B, but right down by the T-Steps as well. 1 he deployed, and they couldn't believe their luck. He's got a second frag of the round, and Simple went to town with that Desert Eagle. He found 2, and then the 1v1 works out for him with no kit on the CT side. mousesports now will be force buying themselves into round number 3 here. CZ's 5-7s and a UMP for Sunny. A couple of Mac 10s on the Navi side, and aggressive play at the top of Banana. Nades come through there. That should do considerable damage. Actually, nothing at all, you know. So Chris J's still going to be at that wall position.
He's going to Molotov over. That means that Chris J's kept here, but little they know they've locked themselves in with the beast. Zeus does manage to go in with the trade. Not sure why I called him Sue, but you know we'll figure that out as Zeus is outside the B bomb. So going to rotate back round, picks himself up the bomb and the AK. Only a Mac 10 now for Mouse to go and retrieve. Down on Banana, 2 players inside the B bomb site. It's Sticko and Robs, but Navi, they're not interested in that. They're going to go ahead and wrap through CT. Mouse must be aware that this is a possibility. Oscar going to aggressive down through Banana. Spots the man with the bomb. Has support from Sunny. Sunny's got no idea. Edward, not like this. Does manage to pick the frag up. Now just 1 man left inside of the B-bomb site. But he's pushed down Banana. Now he's got himself an AK to play around with. And this is where things get scary if you're Navi. Oscar's not the man you want to be facing off against. He finds himself 3 as Oscar single-handedly there over towards B locks that round down for Mouse. The pre-fire there, the spray transfer, everything was perfect.
Yeah, that was absolutely stellar. It doesn't get much better than that in terms of nice, aware play. You can see exactly what he's doing. He knows what he has to do. That first shot and the transfer as well, the preemptive move towards that left-hand side of the smoke is just beautiful stuff. The 1 dig wasn't bad either to find the bomb, and that's mousesports right back in this game. Now the force buy successful, but they've got to negate Navi's as we enter round number 4. Couple of rifles here, Galil and an AK-47. Good nade though. Lands on the face of Flamey, down to 30 points of health. Might get a kill though. He does manage to tag up Robs before he goes down, but now the 5-on-4 comes through for mousesports. In terms of utility, they've got 1 smoke and a flashbang to work with here. And a man disadvantaged with 2 rifles, so Oscar doesn't have to work too hard. He's already showed us what he's made of with that AK-47. Not just one-trick pony with the AWP, it seems.
That very talented with the rifle as well, and that's why on a map such as Nuke, we frequently see Chris J be the one to pick up the AWP, and it's actually Oscar with the rifle. So, yeah, not to be messed around with. Already down Banana. Chris J once again holding aggressive. He's dropped himself the bomb. Looks to double down, but Seas does manage to get the trade, although encroaching in through mid is Sticko. Has to watch out, as there is actually the off chance that Edward could come in with a backstab, although Seized, caught unaware, out in the open, going to go down. And Edward left 1v4. All the way over in apartments, only 35 seconds left to try and get something done here. No armor, only a CZ, one flash. Not too optimistic for him, Henry.
Not too optimistic whatsoever. Edward might get one kill here, but not meant to be. Sunny with the M4A1S manages to find the third round of the ball for mousesports here, and Navi to take the full eco and presumably go down to 4-1 after managing to win round number 2 in emphatic style with the Desert Eagles. And like I said, they have been shut down now, and mousesports have asserted themselves on the map, and they'll see if they can hold this one off. Not really much brought to the table really at all from Navi. One flashbang at PT50. I would say maybe just Russia as a 5-man unit. Looks like they'll be going into a slower, more default formation. Oscar nades towards mid. Same story for Sticker right at those T steps. That might do a ton of damage. It does indeed.
Yeah, and Chris J's been farming up here on Banana all day long. He looks to try and do that once again. Navi huddled together for warmth over here in mid, as the cold realization of this round does blow in. They're going to look to try and make their way up through Raps. Rops is in a position to shut this down, though, and look at this. Navi just being corralled over in mid, herded. Almost like sheep, as they're just kept in a very small area of the map. Flamey starts to push out towards mid along with the rest of the guys. Mouse, though, ready to get rid of this. Oscar's only got himself a deke, so he's in danger of going down here. Navi aren't ready for this whatsoever. Peeks on out, 3 in a line, and Oscar, oh, okay, was expecting more from him. So it's Sticko to take advantage. The huddle in RV players, but actually they've been allowed to slip in towards CT.
It's looking good now. For mousesports at least, some damage inflicted and a kill found by Flamey. They will manage to pick up an AK-47, but Edward, the only player with any sort of health here. He'll try and see what he can do, but doesn't look like much will be achieved here by the Navi side. 4-1, almost certain now. Edward has got that AK, he'd have to go absolutely nuts here. Gets one kill somehow, but at least they keep mousesports modest here. They won't let them swell in terms of their financial status. And they will be able to buy into this round at least. No AWP, but that's not really a big deal here, Harry, on the T side of Inferno. It's not required. You can actually have a stronger stance with 5 AK-47s, means you're more nimble, and you can strike at opportunities much quicker instead of waiting for the AWP to be in position. Yeah,
now one of the things that I'm never a fan of about this mousesports setup is that you very rarely see them play with the AWP over here on car. It's Chris J who plays the B-bomb site. If they can't get that economy going and get him onto the second AWP, then you never see him with it over here towards B. And luckily enough, they are 4-1 up. They have the money if they'd like to start into a cruise, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue. But I mean, recently when we saw them play versus Envy and the IEM quality, never mind, you know, Chris J doesn't need himself an AWP.
Yeah, he's absolutely fine. What are you worried about?
trying to prove me wrong, and he does so in a brilliant way.
That's so weird. They just rush through the smoke there. They don't even wait for it to go down. They flash once and just hoping no one will be on the other side.
Especially when you consider Chris J's done that every single round. It's not like it's, you know, a one-off play. He has been there every single round thus far, and they just walk into his crosshair for him.
Well, that's the round done, unless there's a complete catastrophe now on the mousesports side. Interesting, they've actually stacked 4 players on A, considering they have this sort of lead. If Chris J did go down rather horribly, oh, might not even be a factor here. There's some flames there towards the feet of Edward. Zeus coming in towards B now. Bomb still down, though. What's the play here from Navi? They'll go back towards B indeed. And Chris J, AK-47, still has 56 points of health and no utility. I want someone there with him. If he goes down very quickly, they can smoke spawn and it's over. They could actually win the round. Oscar does rotate through, so they can smoke him out still. Oscar needs to decide where he will be finishing up here. And smokes come through to spawn. Chris J doesn't get one kill here, Harry. They could still win this for sure.
Going to be Molotov down to the open. Oscar through the smoke, though, could be their saving grace. As he was able to find one. That's now opened up the opposite. Oh, I was going to say the ability for him to come on in, but Zeus, quick to pick him up. Does leave it 2v3. Mauser, they've got players on the rotation. Spotted Zeus out. He's gone and picked up the AWP. Going to take the peek. Finds the first frag. Going to go back in for more Zeus doubles. Down, he's on a 4K right now. One up from the ace, and Rops left in a 1v2. A round that looked like it was all going to go the way of Mouse. Very quickly turns tides, and Navi will be in with their second. And Henry, I mean, this is what I was trying to say. If I'm honest with you, if there's one team I hate on their CT side on Inferno, it's mousesports. I just can't stand the way they like to play it.
Well, that was a really strange decision. Sick play by Zeus. Like, look how smart this is. Dropping the AWP out, finding kills all over the place, finishing things off at the ace, like you said. But there was no reason to leave Chris J with low HP by himself with no nades as well. Oscar gets a shot for the smoke. That was like, okay, well, at least they've got that going for them. But It felt like in the 5-on-3, just keep the usual setup, right? You've got a huge advantage wherever they go. And Chris J wanted to be the hero, it seemed, and Oscar left him alone. He did get one for the smoke, but as soon as Chris J went down, it all fell apart. And amazing work by Zeus, but here we go, round number 7. We have an opening pick as it was Rops that got caught in the apartments. Thanks to the UMP of Flamey. There is still money available for mousesports to buy into this one, but now with the man disadvantage, that was such a huge setup as well. Chris J with the first 2 kills of Banana, and it all falls apart.
Yeah, no, I'm a big fan of this. They've got the AWP on Chris J initially. You haven't seen it go on Oscar.
That's a nice smoke.
Instead, Chris J now lies in wait over on Banana. I think this is one of the strongest positions you can hold on Inferno. Able to find that first on the Simple, and already that's completely shut down this B play. Smokes it off.
What is with smokes in CSGO this week? Like, they've smoked up on the ledge of Banana instead of smoking him out, giving him a kill. Shocking.
Well, smokes aren't an issue for them over here on A. It's largely because they haven't thrown any just yet. Still time for them to mess this up. C's going to come in with that first frag out of Sunny. And now the take comes on in. Sticker going to drop into pit. A lot of angles to watch here. Doesn't really have support as he baits for his teammate in the site. Oscar now pounces out. Sticko in with one more. Very quickly. This round starts to go away. Mouse, as you say it though, Flamey and C's coming with 2 quick trades. Chris J in with the backstab and time. Taken away from them here. Spots the man out, and Flamey's going to fall as well. Chris J, the saviour of Mouse. They're going to go up 5-2. The AWP of Chris J clearly working out for them. And Henry, I mean, as I keep trying to say it, normally I'm not a big fan of their setup because they're reluctant to give Chris J the AWP. Oh, the sound of that in slow-mo is just devastating. But yeah, my other problem is that normally we see a very like pit-sided holdover on A. The rotations take forever, and that's why they kind of get the nickname Save Sports on their CT side of Inferno.
Okay.
And luckily enough, I mean, they seem to have switched it up a bit. We can see that Sunny, he's been holding over towards long. He can rotate in nice and quickly. They've actually had the AWP on Chris J. This time it's changed it up, and it's gone back onto Oscar. And you can already see what I mean about this very, very pit-sided hold you see over here on the A-bomb site. 3 players, all on this one side of the map. Not only does that leave long open for the CT flank, which we've seen Navi do multiple times, but it also means rotations take so long to come in.
Well, for now, it's Robs to open things up, and a nice shot in the apartments with that FAMAS. It is going to be an eco here for Navi, but we know how deadly they can be with those Desert Eagles. But this is a lovely position by Chris J. It's always good for 1 kill, it seems, and then you can drop down as well, be baiting in his teammate, Sunny, who's at the logs position. They might not get a chance to show us how strong that setup could be. Sticko now, cheeky little angle here by the hay bales and the barrel. This at the headshot position as well, hoping to just pick one off, stay alive, as Oscar looks towards the arch. They've got no utility. They have to just jump around the corner if they want to go towards the arch side. Doesn't look that as well, they'll opt to go as Simple. He's got the bomb, he's in the apartment right now. They'll probably go towards quad, but C's open things up to take down Sticko.
Gonna start to wrap in. Oscar misses that shot. Now he's gonna fall back into the site. These pistols get close. They could be devastating, but Rops, his savior, his guardian angel, does watch over him. Simple, though. Able to do... Oh, never mind. Runs by Sunny, and Sunny picks that frag up, no problem. mousesports going to be in with a 6. A little bit of damage done by Navi, but not enough.
Not enough indeed. It was always going to be a difficult round there with just the pistols, no armor, no nades. But Robs, you're right, doing a good job backing his teammate up, protecting the AWP player at close range. 2 kills for him with the FAMAS, and it will be 6-2. Another buy available for Navi, though, but Harry, they can't really sustain themselves right now. They can't find multiple rounds in a row. They keep stealing a round away, and then at that point they can't really do much with it. Good nades though. CT's getting battered there at the very start, but Chris J doesn't seem to mind. He'll find 1 kill and fall back. Simple with the re-kill there, but it will be Sunny now to defend with the M4, but no nades once again. 4 players at the banana area. Needs the rotation here. Oscar has been a little bit stubborn with his timings coming over towards B, but for now he does head over to the spawn area. Navi won't be committing just yet. They have got 3 smokes available to him. Needs to be very careful as to how they finish up. But look at Robs all the way towards the T apartments. This is an audacious play. This could be everything, Harry. If he gets the T steps and locks them in, it not only does he get information, but he can have 4 of them lined up at the top of middle if they do go back in that area.
Yeah, mousesports one of the most reluctant teams to rotate, and they've done it all on the back of this information from Rops. Zeus has been spotted. Going to start to clear out middle. Rops doesn't fire up a shot too early and plays it perfectly. Oh no! In comes Robs, but he only gets 1! The pressure gets to him, and he crumbles underneath it. That's less than ideal now for Mouse, as they've gone and lost the man who was locking them in. And now Navi going to start to make their way up through mid. Out towards the A-bomb site, sensing this might happen, though they're going to be sending Sticko and Oscar up to try and reinforce. Oscar going to get here just in the nick of time, able to find Seized.
20 seconds remaining. That was a big pickup. And now Sticko on the bomb side. Bomb will be coming quad. They are smoked out, and they've got one smoke to work with here as well. Sticko gets 1 kill. That should be round done.
Has support from Oscar making his way into the site up on top of the cart. Going to be Flamey to try and peek on over quite soon. Just going to have to go for this bomb plant. Only 8 seconds left. Sticko doing the damage, raining it in. Simple able to take 1. But Sunny in with the trade. mousesports will be able to pick themselves up a 7th. So in spite of that just awful, fluff it of the shot down on Banana from Rops, they still managed to,
sometimes
hold it all back together.
Can be the hardest though, because you've got that real long range from the T-steps top of Banana. You've got 4 targets in front of you as well, and if you've got an AK, you can tap a few heads. But he comes out. Let's just have a look. I'll try and get close to the screen. Let's work out what he does. He spots 1, right? There's Zeus running by. How many targets does he have on his screen? Everyone's there, and it's the thing. He doesn't nail that first shot. It's a moving target. He pulls the trigger too soon. Instead of like completely executing on the first 2 bullets, he whiffs the first 2 or 3, and he actually struggles to get the first target. He could have actually walked up closer, right, and gone for the real close spray down, but not many players will have that sort of experience to think, you know what, I'm going to go right up there. 4 targets, you expect yourself to at least get 2. But 1 only from some poor aim on the first pull of the trigger means that he does not get everything he needs, but they win the round. Oscar rotating in quite nicely towards the arch side. 7-2 will be the overall score, man. That could have been one of the best moments for Robs ever. Just having a 4-man spray down there from the bottom of Banana could have been glorious.
Yeah, and just sadly it wasn't meant to be, but his time will come, I'm sure. As for Navi, Henry, I remember saying that their T side is really where it's kind of made or broken, and they've only got 2 rounds. As well as that, I'm not ever really that impressed with mousesports' CT side.
They've won 2 force buys so far, right? They won the 2nd round force buy, and then on the 6th round or something, they managed to win with the Eagles. So that's what they've already done.
Yeah, so really Navi have to try and step it up. mousesports, that's the real issue. They constantly have this money to get that 2nd AWP on Chris J if they'd like, and even having that option available to them for the B-bomb site just makes it a very hard beast to conquer. If he's only on the M4, I don't really think they play it that well, but this time he's going to be on the M4. That's largely due to the fact that Navi going to be forced behind down, doesn't want to risk throwing an AWP away. Has 3 players this time over towards Banana as they try to stick the AWP there. Chris J backed into a corner. Edward does come in with the trade. Oscar falls in the back of the site. Sunny in with the spray transfer. Suddenly Simple and Zeus, all that remain, they're going to go pushing in. Sunny walks through. Oscar chimes in with the first. Sunny finishes, and that's a very, very quick, clean round for Mouse.
It is indeed. Not too bad at all. They do manage to hold off the force buy once again, but I think we're getting close to maximum loss bonus. 4th stage, so indeed we are. That was a partial buy there with the CZ, the armor, a little bit of utility, and they can bring out AKs once again. And look at the frag charts while we're here. I'll bring them up for you. 7 kills for Simple at the top, of course. At the bottom this time is Edward, who was joining him so well on Cobblestone. The rest of the players on 6-6-6. So still yet to post a gun round. 2 Deagle rounds, not really exciting me just yet for the Navi side. What have they got for me with 2 smokes? Maybe I'll make it 3 and 1 flashbang. It's not ideal. How do you take Oscar out of the picture with almost no flashbangs?
That does seem to be the issues here. Lies in wait, going to fall back into the site as we've seen him do so many times. Sticko holds over here by short. Rups up on balcony.
Chris J pushing down the bottom of B once again, just to note.
That's got them a lot of info. The rotation already coming in from the B-bomb site. Rops is up on the balcony, hops down, has to watch out as a player drops in, but Oscar's got his back. Chimes in with 2. Oh, and the team play between Rops and Oscar has been perfect.
Yeah, Rops with really calm play. I love that position he's got right on the edge of the balcony. Sits under the railings, or behind the railings, I should say. Crouched. He finds 1 kill, drops down, gets a 2nd, and just as the T is going to fall down and kill him, Oscar's there to pluck him out of the air and find the shot. 9-2 in favor of mousesports, and the money broken once again. Yes, they have maximum loss bonus for no bombs going down whatsoever. They only have $3,400 on the nose per player. So they have to just take another partial buy here, and this is looking poor for Navi. Nothing really to suggest they've got much to work with in terms of the set pieces. Navi used to be one of the most impressive teams tactically on Inferno. With Guardian and a team like this, we're talking late 2015, they used to have some of the sickest strategies, really slow pace, like Guardian at the first pick, and the executors used to do were unreal. They used to do like the craziest A execution with all the smokes, and no one could really hold it off. It was beautiful. But at this point, haven't really seen any of that. It's just hoping you get a deagle kill and then run around and make the best of it.
Yeah, it has not been looking good for Navi this round. Looks like it should follow in that rather disappointing pattern. Chris J once again. Oh, it's going to say going to take control of Banana, but he has been sent reeling back. 11 HP. Goes quietly into the warm embrace of Sunny. Rob's holding off over here towards balcony. He's been such a huge problem for Navi. And that sort of team play between him and Oscar in the site, just been something they haven't been able to overcome. This time, though, they might be able to catch Oscar off guard. He tries to fade away, but seized. Picks that up all day long. Now he's got himself an AWP. The smoke has gone down over here towards Long. And Navi going to start to fall back in towards the B-bomb site. Seized. Still holds in the back line, but Chris J in the library, they say knowledge is power, but he's going to need more than that to find the frag, and Seized is following him, a game of cat and mouse. Seized picks it up.
Done it again. The Deagles, the CZs, it's Seized with the first 2 frags. He now has AWP. He's coming in through CD Spawn, another guaranteed frag. Takes down Sunny in the back. And there'll be 2 players remaining now. As the bomb goes down towards B, Sticko needs to make a frag happen here. It doesn't look like he'll get much. Seized waiting for him the AWP. Can't hit the shot. And it looks like we might have to save him. Maybe not. Another shot coming in for Robs here, but very unlikely to win the round, considering Seized has such a lockdown of the CT spawn. Looking for the ace right now. No idea how this really keeps happening to them. Navi can only post rounds with the pistols, it seems.
Yeah, and they also seem to be quite reliant on just the player acing as well. I mean, we saw Zeus do it.
Yeah, Zeus got an ace. Now Seized was on an ace.
Oh, Edward, no, please, not like this.
Well, he drops the incendiary just to make sure he can't win the round. Doesn't get the ace, that's a shame, but he will be able to save the AWP there. Rob's just about get away from the bomb. So at least there's that. They make sure he doesn't take the AWP out, and Edward with a bit of a whiff, we can call it.
I mean, that's like a Rops 2.0 play down on Banana, you know, like up behind the guy. It wasn't even multiple targets, wasn't even moving. You can't say half the things you could have said for Rops.
Yeah.
Just a man stood there, not doing much, and Edward not feeling it on Inferno.
He was so sick on Cobblestone.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
No, it's a 3 for 11. Whoa. A lifeline again with the pistols. If this is all they get in the half and they get 12-3, then it's been one of the most shocking performances on their T side for a long time. Like, sure, you get rounds on the board, but you want gun rounds there. Good shot by Simple. Now we're getting somewhere. Money's starting to stabilize. It's the first time we've seen the AWP on the T side for them. 5-4 as they shut down the relentless Chris J aggression. Finally, he doesn't get the push for free, and now a second frag as well. It's looking much better for Navi, learning the tendencies of mousesports and adjusting to them and preparing themselves.
Still, it took them 13 rounds to come to this realization. Sticker going to take the peek out into middle. Could catch these players rotating in off guard. Smokes it off, but Zeus going to come barreling on through. That's support from Flame.me, who's looking completely the wrong way. Sticko's done damage. Drops over to find one more. Edward goes down over on balcony, and somehow Navi, they've let this one slip through their fingers once again. They're into the 3-on-3, and now start to wrap up over towards the B-bomb site. Sunny, he's the man who stands between them. He smoked it off. Molotov goes down as well. Peeks out into it. Only gets 1. And it will be 2-on-2 in the read. Oh, Zeus, why would you run through that? He's been tagged down to 14 HP. Rops does get caught off guard rotating in, but he's done so much damage. Navi, not like this. Zeus and Seized both tagged. Down to sub 25 HP.
Luckily, though, no smoke available for mousesports here. Comes down to Zeus hitting this AWP shot, which he did tremendously before, but it's taking so long to even attempt this defuse now. Mousesports, I think, have waited a little bit too long. Missed shot there, and there will be a chance now for the defuse to come in. Sticker to try and defend. Can't do anything about that, and that should be the round concluded. Navi presumably have done it. And indeed, Rops can't win the round now. Good job by Navi overall. Got a little bit clumsy towards the end, but they managed to pull it off and win their first gun round there. After shutting down Chris J at the banana, finding the kill on towards Sticker in the house as well. It was enough, and Rops can't clutch it out, but I really do feel like mousesports operated way too slowly there.
Yeah, error on mousesports' behalf, but I mean, even when you look at it for Navi, like, they lose everyone, Henry. I mean, let's not forget, they had a 2-man advantage in that. They go ahead, they throw that away by taking unnecessary peeks in towards both of the sites, and then they lose everyone at the end as well. So now that reset's looming over them for the last round of the half. If they don't pick this up, they're going to be force buying into this next round, and that could very easily allow mousesports to go 11-4 up.
Round number 14 is still a difficult buy here for mousesports. I'm not sure if they've been going all in. I can see an AK and an AWP, but 3 players to buy. Okay, now the final purchase is coming through. Chris J with just 2 grand after he keeps pushing Banana. He won't stop. What does he bring to the table? Rob's just a P250. He's still got $4,000, so I'll buy up. M4's coming out. Chris J down to the CZ now. AWP on Oscar. Does he go aggressive this time? I'd like to see him get stuck in. No, or for Simple, you're right. Everyone keeps dying on the Navi side. They can't really bring out any utility. Simple's down to absolutely nothing in that respect. Oscar doesn't decide to commit. Good nade to the start, but just holds him at bay. Stops the rush coming through. And Rob's now only going to be holding with the CZ. And surely Chris J doesn't push again. How many times are you going to try and get away with this before he realizes? Okay, I'll take it back.
I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Oh, Chris J! Somehow ducks and weaves through the bullets. He's still alive. 14 HP, though. 1 nade is all it takes, but they don't have any. So he will be safe for the time being.
This is nuts. How does he keep pushing down, though? No one actually stopping him.
I mean, right now, it doesn't look like a team that's led by Zeus. This looks like a team that's just led by, like, Neil, like your friend from down the pub. I don't know. Like, I mean, it doesn't seem like they're just quite on top of things tactically. Going to make their way out through mid. Sticko does fall back, is allowed to do so. And now Navi retreating down through mid. Going to try perhaps go for the split into B. They've left 1 man pushed up, but Oscar looks to silence him. He should have seen the leg. Simple still allowed to keep this forward position. And they're going to believe it's clear because Oscar didn't see anything on that peak. That's one net. Simple the first. The trade comes in from Oscar. Now it's the 3-on-4. As the rest of Navi look to try and take control of the B-bomb site. Chris J's boosted up, but he is tagged low.
Yeah, he's wants 1 kill and drop down here. That will do. Down he goes. But did get taken down in response.
Sunny now on the warhead. It's going to fall to Zeus. 2v2, bomb plant going to come on in. They've got very little time. Zeus is indecisive, but the bomb plant does go down. Edward gets that frag onto Oscar and Rops. 1 versus 2 in the retake. Edward holds down the cross, picks that frag up, and Navi will be in with a 5th.
Back. Yeah, this is 3 rounds in a row now. Not the cleanest of rounds, but they're getting it done. Simple, holding tight towards the top of middle, but this was the first kill from Chris J. Seized, once again, getting caught out through the smoke, and is looking like his role at the very start is to hold Banana and make sure that doesn't happen, but you can't just wait for that smoke to go down. You have to walk through it. Round number 15, and we do have a final buy here for Mouse. If they can win it with this, I'll be very impressed. It's looking very likely to be 9-6. They've got 1 shotgun, an SMG, and Rops pushing, getting tagged up, and it's Chris J surely not at the bottom again. He is. If he gets another kill here, I'm out. Down he goes. Sees finally catches on.
There you go, man advantage up for Navi. Finally, Chris J has been silenced over here on Banana, but looking to try and continue his legacy even in his death. It's Sunny. He's gone and taken aggression. Down Banana, smoke going to start to fade. The Molotov goes on him, but not in the right spot, not anticipating this position from Sunny as the bait's going to come on out. Sunny takes 1, Zeus does manage the trade. And now Sticko out through mid, going to fall to Edward. 2 versus 4 is Navi. Rob's holding the angle up here in balcony. Here's the players coming. The Mag 7 in with the first. It's going to fall low to Flamey. Trade goes through, and now Oscar left 1 versus 3. Only a UMP in hand, has to step up massively. They're able to take 1, but the trade's there from Simple. A 9-6 half. As Navi do manage to pull it back towards the end.
Just about 4 rounds in a row to close it out. It was looking very bleak at times as well. Could only win rounds with the pistols, it seems. But they managed to get into the game and actually convert some bigger rounds into their favor, especially towards that B-bomb side. That's where they seem to find a lot of mixed aggression and then weird decisions in terms of rotations from mousesports. But still a competitive half, and we'll see what happens after the break in half number 2. Welcome back to Inferno, where Navi had a very tricky start here. Once again, finding a bit of a struggle, I guess, at the very beginning of this half, but they managed to pull it back with 4 rounds in a row towards the end. Much better in that respect. Still didn't look the prettiest game of CS. Wasn't much of a tactical prowess there, Harry. Didn't see the executions. We didn't really see any beautiful picks or map dissection. It was all quite chaotic, I would say, and coming off like 1-digs and all running in as a 5-man pack and going through spawn and having some very awkward interactions.
Yeah, Navi not looking like a team with Zeus at the helm right now, that is for sure. Of course, when we do look at this, it's been simple and seized, kind of stepping up for Navi. Edward not living up to the performance we saw him have over on Cobblestone. For Mouse, it has somewhat been the, not necessarily the core 3 we would think of, but Rops, Chris J and Oscar all stepping up, in particular that kind of hold over towards A, with Rops and Oscar really doing it justice. Chris J on the B-bomb site as well, just locking it down. And Navi, they struggled towards the end. They're able to get some footing. Managed to get 6 rounds, 3 now between them and Mouse heading into this second half, meaning the pistol round could see them with that equalizer.
Yeah, Navi putting more on the board than I think they were worth, but still, compared to their scoreline, they all count, and we'll see what they can bring to the table in half number 2. If they get the pistol, they're right back in this. They can tie things up at 9-9, but if mousesports take that, I'm not sure Navi will have enough to maybe get into this one, but we'll see. I'm still kind of warming up to the idea that Navi are getting better and better as the weeks go by. It's definitely on a very slight upward trajectory, but overall they're still looking quite flat in my opinion. It seems like Inferno, especially their T side, needs a lot of work. Either way, we'll see what they can do here on the CT side. 4 sets of armor and seeds with the defuse kit, a couple of flashbangs to go with it as well. And we'll have a look at the buy on the T side. It will be 4 sets of armor for them. Chris J with the smoke, 2 flashbangs, no nades, which suggests they'll have to slow down and wait at B for any initial aggression from the CTs, and then maybe pushing together that 1 smoke at spawn. They all have the T-steps right now. This is bizarre. I guess I'll flash over and try and take on Simple, who's at the logs. Surely he doesn't get more than 1 frag here.
They're going to go pushing on up. The baits come in. Simple rally shots on through, but he only takes 1 as Oscar doubles down on Banana. And this round's already shaping up. Not great. Oscar's charged on in with a 3rd, looking for a 4th, but Sticko will pick it up.
They missed the smoke, right? Just to note. They threw the smoke in each other's backs. I thought that was going to be the end of it. But they managed to actually find a 4-on-1. It should be absolutely fine. The smoke actually working out, you know. That's the smoke that bounced off the back of a teammate. It's actually holding them out at Banana. That's quite cool. You know, it works out in the end.
Maybe it was intentional, Henry.
Maybe it was, yeah. Throw your teammates back, and it all works out. It means Oscar could go aggressive at CT spawn.
Playing the long game.
This was kind of, I was watching from Simple's POV right on my PC, and everyone was in front of him. If he did this not fired, he could have, like, killed everyone. But he fired as soon as the first player walked by. Only got 1, luckily, for mousesports, and they will win the pistol here. But they've got to negate this. They don't seem like they can. It's mousesports, Navi that keeps force buying against them, and happened on Cobblestone, happened in the second round of the first half here on Inferno. And it might happen again with Zeus trying to tag them up, and they need to be very careful. The scout, deadly. Normally in round number 2.
Yeah, hoping that Zeus can paint some of these guys up with damage, allow those digs to go to work. As he holds mid. Oscar's already done fantastic damage. Those C's not looking too healthy. Has to retreat back from Banana. Gonna see Flamey rotate in to try and hold the 4, but he's not looking too great either. As Mouse just wait for any early aggression to come on through from Navi. Won't be given to them. And now it looks like they're going for the A here. With only Zeus here on that scout. Navi stacking all their eggs in 1 basket over here towards that B-bomb site. Best case scenario here is that either Zeus does damage and they come in for the retake, or they just save 4 players.
Well, it will be a difficult decision to make. The bomb will be planted momentarily. They're not 100% sure that A's clear, of course, considering they haven't checked the pit. They're going towards Arch, actually, and that's where the scout is waiting for them. Doesn't hit the shot. They're taking down the end. Zeus without the head armor. Unless you completely rail them at the start, you're going to have a little bit of trouble there. This will be the save now, Harry. No reason to go for this. They'll absolutely stay at the B site. This should be one of the rounds where 9 players survive. We can go on the hunt if we want to for mousesports, but you've got nothing to really gain from that. You've got weapons, AKs, Galils, UMPs to give away. The other guys, they've only got pistols. You might as well let them save them. Sure, it's a bit of a risk into the next round, but you want to just make sure you're having a clean game here and not risking too much and allowing them to maybe get a couple of AKs. If they kill you, they pick up rifles. You don't get anything if you kill them apart from deny money. So this makes sense, right? Did I explain that correctly?
Yeah, that was good. That was very, very well put.
Okay. I just like to make sure that I say these things all the time, Like, and I wonder if everyone gets bored of it. No one seems to be. I explain these things every week, and still seems to be fine, relevant. Everyone survives on the mousesports side. And that will be round number 11. But still, a second bite of the cherry available here for Navi, as they do have the armor of 4 players, upgraded pistols across the board, and maybe they purchase something like HE grenades and go for something like an airstrike, but very difficult to win these kind of rounds unless players like Simple go absolutely wild with the Desert Eagle. We'll see what they can do here. This should be mousesports finding number 12.
Yeah, as you say, it's Simple going to try and go ham with the dig. Takes so much damage in the Molotov. Tag down at 20 HP already. The nade going to put him on 1 as they double nade down through Banana. And, well, now Oscar holds off the push down through Banana. They're going to go waltzing out into his crosshair, able to find that first. The trade hoping to come on through here as he does get tagged down. But some relief is found as Chris J comes on in to assist, forces Navi back, and that's the man advantage up for Mouse here. Sees tagged down to 11 HP, Simple on 1. And Mouse making their way up here towards the A-bomb site. Zeus, the only man to try and keep Mouse at bay.
But what a man he is.
That is true. Going to start to make his way in through balcony. Does manage to pick that first up. Onto Rops now. The rotation's coming in from the rest of Navi. Bomb plant going to go on in for Mouse. They don't have a kit. And it looks like they're just going to save.
Once again, they might as well. This time, they will be buying right up to the next round. They can save himself $1,000 per player, saving armor. Got a dig on your back pocket as well. Not too bad. He can't win this round, so might as well allow mousesports to have a bonus round next round. So the thing is, they'll have... Oh, they upgrade 1. There's an AK. So they'll have a little one a UMP. It won't be a crazy bonus round like Mac 10s across the board or something. We saw some ridiculous approaches yesterday. Like GT yesterday on their T side of ramp of Nuke, they won the pistol. In the second round, they got 5 Mac 10s and rushed ramp room. It's got mowed down by Simple. And it's like, oh, could you just not get 2 AKs, please, and just play it slowly? It was a very bizarre approach, not one I'm sure we'll see again.
I don't know if you've noticed, Henry, but last time I was here with you in week 1 at Pro League, I was calling MP9, you know, 2017 year of the MP9. I don't know, have you noticed that it's being used a hell of a lot more?
It is a lot more prolific than it used to be, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's been...
No, it's the year of the MP9.
Sweeping everyone away, but it has had a few more appearances, I'll give you that. But this is definitely a bonus round situation. But we did have extra money for Navi, considering they saved armor, like I said. They get a bit more utility. Diffuse good on Simple as well. He's with the Silence Stem 4 right now, and we've got Edward just watching the apartment. As soon as he spots a player, gets a hint they might be coming. Here's a sound cue. He'll drop the Incendiary, and that's doing a lot of damage to Robs. Needs to be very careful. But not matter, though, because Chris J does take down Seized. How has that happened with no refrag coming in? I'm going to have to go look. I'm worried. Right on the corner with the UMP. Just took him down. It's a straight-up challenge, I think, with the SMG, and managed to win it. What is that setup, though? Why is there no refrag? How is that allowed to happen? These are the questions.
I mean, Chris J is looking like he wants to compete for the title of King of Banana. He has kind of been a real problem for Navi time and time again in this area of the map. Didn't think it would carry through onto the T side, but right now it has. He's opened things up, found that first frag. The rotation going to be coming in is Simple. Tries to assist from CT. A barrage of utility goes on in, but Simple's pushed past it. The bomb going to start the rotation back. This is all a fake. Oscar trying to sell the aggression, but Simple's read this perfectly. Already rotating off. In through CT he goes, relying now on Zeus and Edward to try and keep mousesports away. Edward able to find the first. Zeus up from the balcony will go down, and we're going to fall in pit, and Simple, first man on the scene.
Chris J, oh goodness, it was Oscar that actually went through towards Banana to try and take down the rotating CT. Doesn't work out, but still a 3-on-2 for mousesports here. There is a kill available in the hands of Simple, but he's actually at the yard side right now. Time ticking away. Are they going for this? It looks like they're thinking about it. They are smoked up, and now there's 2 more smokes available for mousesports. There's not really much chance of actually doing much of this at all. And there's the other smoke, and that's a signal to get the hell out of dodge. 13-6 for mousesports, and it was quite a nice approach. I like that. It was Oscar who was holding towards B as they did a full execution there. Dropped all the Molotovs, flashbangs, smokes on the B side, ran off and left Oscar in the little cubbyhole, listening for rotations. He knew one was stuck on the B side. Did challenge him, but he gets that kill. It's a guaranteed round. At least he held the rotation off, though. He kept Flamey at that site for as long as possible. Simple wasn't 100% sure as to what was going on, and nothing they could do on that A side. They get 1 kill, but the refracts coming through from mousesports. This was the initial play. He had head armor as well. How did he get that wrecked? Interesting. And that's a weird angle to hold as well when you got the M4. Like you've got no one to play off you. You're just hoping you can out-duel an AK, which can one-tap you, and he lost to a UMP. Like you're so vulnerable to the nades, the flashes, everything. That I don't like that spot at all. You've got an AWP, sure, but not the M4.
Well, it's a pretty bleak picture right now for Navi. Siege is trying to keep them in this as he does manage to get the trade, keeps this round competitive. But already Mouse, they've had a quick change of pace with the wind in their sails. Out towards A they go. Edward, though, he's going to try and sink this ship. Gets himself to. The trade will come in from Sticko. Man advantage up for Navi and Simple in Graveyard. Well, he better raise his team back from the dead. Peeks on out over towards short. Doesn't quite spot the players just yet. Mouse pushing on up. Simple finds the first. Sticko now left in a 1v3. Peeks out towards mid. Does take Zeus. Time working against him. Going to be heard rotating around the ship at the end of him. Simple. Bullet to the back. That will be Navi in with their 7th.
And they're first of this half as well. They're 4-0 down, but managing to convert one, but they're still very, very fragile right now. After the reinvestment, only 2 players surviving. They should go down to about $0 per player. Edward's still yet to buy in 4K. And we'll get into round number 6. Lose this, they're down to double eco, and it'll be 14-7. So this is pretty much do or die time for Navi.
Molotov off of Banana. Oscar doesn't care for that, though, as things heat up. In with a second. How does he manage to land that? As Flamey falls, there is still a man here to try and put a stop to the madness. It's Simple. He's the man that you'd want for Navi. And while Banana has come crushing down, Simple is all that stands between them and this B bomb site. The rotator already coming in from Zeus. Molotov out, Simple's forced into the open. Oscar in with 3, read perfectly by Mouse. And now they're going to execute out in towards the A bomb site. There is only one man here. That all falls onto the shoulders of Edward. And he hasn't really been able to carry his own weight this map, let alone the rest of the teams, as now he has to try and step up massively here. Does take the first. But the trade promptly from Chris J leaves this all on Zeus. 1 versus 4. Sticko finds that frag all day long, and Mouse are going to go 14-7.
That should be it as well, Harry, because after that sublime double kill from Oscar, I'm sure we'll take a look at that. I can't even work out how he hit the shot. Then only got 2 smokes, flashbangs all over the place. Nails it. Then gets the 3rd as well. Molotov similar position. Problem is that Navi, like I said, as I described, they're on the cusp of breaking it. They have to force by 14-7, full reset. And even after getting all of their money out of the bank accounts, they've only got pistols and an SMG. Flamey knows this one's over. What's he up to? At the wall position, it's a pre-fire. We had this the other day with MSL in that spot. They've got no kits, 2 smokes, 1 smoke, I beg your pardon, and a couple of flashbangs with pistols. This is going to be a difficult round, but stranger things have happened and will happen. I'm sure there's a chance for them to at least make the round competitive when they've got players like Simple. And I guess who else has been performing on Inferno so far? We'll have a look at the score.
Seized, I think, has been.
Seized, actually, yeah. He's up there with Simple, equal top fragging.
Flamey getting a charge in.
Chance.
It does find that first on a Chris J. And that's actually slowed my mousesports right down. Haven't really seen them try and play with a man disadvantaged. It's going to be made that much worse, as now they lose out on Sunny.
Yeah, they're doing it, aren't they? They didn't want to win against the Pistols. Went 1 by 1. But still, 5-on-3. Smokes down towards CT spawn. And they'll just go all in here, I think. And Flamey boosted up. He's probably good for 1 frag here. Nice shot from Oscar. But sees 1 shot better. He'll be able to pick up a weapon, I think, here. Stuck on the pistol. Tucks himself in a new boxes. But I think they've done enough. The rotations will come through. All for Banana, actually, as well. But Seas does go down. 3 players alive for Navi. And they've... Oh, God, they need to be very careful. They're coming with the AK-47s. Robs is dead. It's over.
Yeah. The fake plant.
So disappointed from mousesports there. Instead of just holding the tight default, they went up 1 by 1 at Banana, got flashed, lost a gun, no refrag. I'm not sure what happened to the second player, but this is the Oscar shot, I believe. With, there it is, not too bad at all. Smokes everywhere, fire in front of him. And a chance now for Navi to definitely make this 30 rounds. mousesports are going to make this very uncomfortable for themselves.
Yeah, they bought down what they can. mousesports economy on the cusp, though, of that reset. They won't be able to buy next round if they lose this. So Navi in with a real shot. Already that nade finds great damage in through middle. Rops and Sunny both tagged. Down to 50 HP. Give or take. And Mouse, well, once again, the momentum's been taken out of them. And this is a bit of an issue with Mouse. If that momentum does come to a grinding halt, then they do struggle to pick it back up again. And that's potentially a way back into this game for Navi. Edward, though, just as you say, going to fall prey to Rops up close in apartments. Man advantage taken for Mouse. Flamey's holding aggressive here on Banana. But Oscar's not the man you would want to run into. Flamey's able to find that first, and now does go ahead and retreat back into the safety of that B-bomb site.
Once again, they can break Navi, but after winning an eco round, they actually have a little bit of residual cash. It's a 4-on-4, though. mousesports definitely a team that can be known to crumble after losing to Pistols. It was a full reset as well. I'm so disappointed they didn't just play that slowly as a 5-man unit and so they picked up one by one. That's a really awkward way to let things slip by. C's coming behind them at Banana here. They will be fully committing. In they go. No one watching Banana, so this could fall apart. But Simple through to smoke, of course. Takes down 2. Zeus chimes in as well. Navi are back in this game for sure. Oscar can't do anything about this. He'll be taken down by Seized. There it is. Final kill comes in. Yeah, we're going all the way, Harry. This will be another eco now for mousesports. Double digits for Navi. And a chance to split the series for sure.
And Henry, I mean, I was telling you, right, just recently I played in the IEM Oakland qualifiers versus Envy. Envy were down 14-4 versus mousesports, and then mousesports managed to throw it away and lose 16-14. So
I'm saying the same thing's going to happen here.
You know, Mouse, they're not the best at getting back up on their feet once they have been knocked down, and right now they are firmly in the dirt.
We'll see. This is definitely going to be double digits. Is Oscar burning alive in the logs area. Zeus with the first kill. Takes down Sticko. And Oscar with the Glock. Might do some... Oh my, how's he done that? He was 26 HP. Could hear Flamey coming. Flamey came to come pre-fire him. Dings him 3 times with the Glock and down he goes. Good lord. That's kind of sick.
Yeah, Mouse are still making this tricky. They have no intention of going... You know, exiting from this game in an easy fashion. 3 players currently stacked up over here on Banana, going to start to make their way up towards mid. Maybe going to rejoin Rops over here in apartments. As they leave Oscar. Once again, trying to sell this B play. That's kind of been his purpose in these rounds. Going to be blow for blow with Seized. Damage done, he is flashed back. Now the rest of the team making their way up towards A. Gonna try and wrap round into the site. You have Rops up in apartments to come on in with the backstab. Catch Zeus potentially off guard. The crossfire between him and Edward has to pull through here, and Zeus is missing everything. It's giving them the potential to make their way up into the site. Rops only has himself a Glock and damage being done, but the man in pit, Edward, does manage to keep it together. Chris J left 1v3. And Simple comes in and mops them up. The cleanup crew arrives just in time. But still, I mean, that was so much damage done. They almost take control of the A site with only Glocks, Henry.
Yeah, it got very chaotic and awkward there for the Navi side, but they hold it together. At this stage of the game, it doesn't really matter too much. If they lose a round, it's going to be almost game over anyway. They managed to keep it together. They need to make sure they keep consecutive rounds in a row now. 3 in total, strung together. Lose 1, it's always going to be disastrous, but yes, not ideal. AKs across the board for mousesports here. Smoke's available, a couple of flashbangs and a Molotov as well. Not the best of buys, but certainly not the worst. Molotov towards the border upstairs right now from Oscar. He's actually missed that slightly, so we're a little bit disappointed with that. Smoke's towards our side, and we'll just try and get some basic mid control for the mousesports side here.
Rops is on the entry in apartments. This was his role to play on the CT side, and now he wants to try and show he can do it just as well on the T side. Mouse stacked up outside of the A-bomb side. This is do or die for Navi. They want to keep the momentum in their favor. Rops ready to burst on in. Zeus is flashed. Rops finds the perk. Pivots back and forth between the site, but Edward doubles down. The trade will come in. Simple has to step up here with the AWP. Holds it close. Peeks out with the P250, and Sunny mops him up. Flamey left 1v3. rotating in from B, and maybe this was just not meant to be for Navi. As Flamey has to step up massively here, and he will just have to save. Falls on back. mousesports going to go ahead and reach match point 15-10 as they remain resilient there. Pick that round up, and this could be there to take the series 2-0.
Not over just yet, though. Navi have one round of pistols before, and Flamey definitely has to save the AK-47 due to the fact he knows it is a pretty harsh reset. It's not that devastating. You've got like 3K on 3 players or 2 players, and he saved the AK-47, so they can definitely buy up around it. It'll be weak, but there'll be at least a couple of rifles and UMPs and CZs. mousesports should be saving 3 players here. Oscar might get okay, they're fine. But we'll see how round number 11 goes down. 5 in a row required from Navi now to just make overtime here. They've already lost 1 map to mousesports. It's been a really disappointing run for them in Pro League so far. Right down at the bottom, but we'll see if mousesports have what it takes. Like I said, it's not the worst buy. You got 3 rifles there, a UMP and a CZ. Like, they've won rounds. And Inferno, especially won like 4 or 5 rounds with just pistols and 1 rifle, for example. So definitely capable. mousesports certainly know how to feed a couple of frags at the start with solo players and choke points, for example. Just hold up like they are right now. This is much better. You know you've got the reset. Work out what they've got first. Is there any aggression? Let's bleed out any utility they've got. Let's show presence with flashbangs, smokes, and then try and force out their smokes. No one needs to be at the corner of Banana in the first 20 seconds. So let's just hold up. So you've baited 1 smoke out Banana now. That's good. You can keep track of that.
For the rest of Mouse, they got 2 players over in apartments, 3 on Banana, and Simple looks like he might try his hand at some aggression out through mid. Has to watch out as Sonny does lurk over in apartments. Chris J, meanwhile, clearing out Banana here along with the rest of the boys. Zeus is able to open up, though, as he takes the aggression. Catches Sonny unaware. Man advantage up for Navi. And Simple spots the man down in alt mid. Going to try and hold the angle. Takes the peek on out. They don't see it coming, but he can't retreat in time. Sticker does manage to get the trade. Navi, though, still with the man advantage. 2 players out here on A with a third rotating in the form of Seized. As he makes his way on a speedway to watch the push up through CT. It won't come through. Edward from Graveyard instead. In with the first. Does spread the damage thinly. Zeus up in apartments. Has to peek out. He's going to go ahead and find 2. Looks for a third, but Sticko now in the 1 versus 2. Could win this out for mousesports here and now. Will be Molotoved off the site as things start to heat up for him. And Seized picks that frag up. In through the smoke he runs, UMP in hand.
It happens again. They're even in the depot this time. Picked off 1 by 1. And then the panic comes in, go together. To be fair, some nice shots coming in from Navi. And they do manage to hold it together once again. mousesports have been reset. They'll probably have to take a couple of ecos here. But it just seems like every single time there's no chance of a refrag. Every time they lose that initial kill, they get caught in tight choke points by themselves. And nice play from the retake as well. Sticker definitely had grounds to win that one. Smoked out of position just there. Wasn't the best of smokes. He pushes through. Takes him down. Good job by Seized to finish things off. And we do have a partial buy from mousesports now, trying to maybe just close things out with a B rush or something like that. Oh, they're all in spawn. Not going to be rushing, that's for sure. Maybe adjusting with the flashbang they need to go into some sort of little execution, maybe at the apartments again.
Simple is holding alt mid. Actually starts to fall on back, plays it a bit more passive, going to look to try and hold this actually over towards the B bomb site, rotating him off very preemptively. You see now they've changed their minds, haven't heard anything down on Banana. Going to post him up in library as he locks down the position over at long, and Mouse stacked up outside the A bomb site. Have the smokes and flashes to make this execution work. The smoke goes down for library. Could even maybe see them try and wrap up through CT. It's going to fall into pit, though. It's going to be the A execution as Zeus and Edward. They're the 2 that make all the difference here. Pit's entirely smoked off. Edward's caught unaware. Zeus does get the trade, but he's got a lot more on his plate. Able to take 1 more before the trade comes in. Simple holding the fort from library in with a second now, and Sticko once again left to try and clutch, this time in a 1v3. Able to take that first frag. Sticko in with 2, and suddenly things get very scary for Navi. Flamey left in the 1v1 here. Time ticking away and working against him. Sticko's dinked him down low. And he's aware of it. Look at the spray. This man is cheeky. Keeps peeking on in. Flamey has done the damage. Sticko just running down the clock, playing this perfectly, and he clutches it out in the 1v3. Only the Tech 9 in hand. And that's mousesports to win this out. 2-0. They pick up both maps on the back of a fantastic clutch there at the end from Sticko.
A triumph from return of the Tech 9 as well. A weapon that seemed like it was dead, Harry. But 3 kills, 3 versus 1. It picks off the heads. If he stands still and you tap of it, it can be like a railgun. He manages to show us what it's made of, and maybe a weapon that's not dead just yet. Congratulations to mousesports. They do all take both maps this evening. Lovely round there from Sticko to finish things off as well. I enjoyed myself there. It was a good game, but Navi, they've got to be very disappointed that things just seem to be going from bad to worse, and then the results just not coming in. We'll throw it over to the analyst desk to see what they thought of it. Alex, over to you.
Thank you so much, Hank. Yes, indeed. As the dust does settle, we do get to see mousesports take that one. And the Tech 9, I love that he's called it a triumphant return to the Tech 9. That just brings happiness to me. The railgun pistol that has fallen entirely out of favour, but no, we are joined by YNK and Sponge to talk it through as we do see Inferno and the series. I'm not allowed to call it a series. And the maps, both going the way of mousesports.
Yeah, they put up that wall on the CT side like I was talking about. Yeah, but the thing is they kind of... it crumbled a little bit towards the end,
You got a metaphor about the wall being pulled down by the Navi people? I don't know what you had. Do you have anything special?
In 1989.
I like to let that one just really sink in, just see that like silence. I was hoping production would have like a, you know, like the whispering wind, maybe some crickets come in for that one. All right then, guys. So let's start breaking this one down because again, mousesports have done it. Yanko, we kind of anticipated this. You said mousesports 2-0. Is it really just going to be another segment where we critique Navi, or is it time to actually just start praising mousesports?
I mean, you always praise mousesports. Yeah. The thing is, they are being helped by the way Navi is playing. I mean, there's no way around it. They're not solid at the moment, and you can see it in some of their executes still, time and time again. They want to go towards the A bomb site, the smokes, but they go in pretty much one by one. That gives the guys from mousesports in pit and side perfect crossfire. There's no danger for them to get traded. They can just get a kill, then change their position slightly within the bomb site or within pit, get another kill, and so on, so on. And even when Navi started winning rounds towards the end, it wasn't because they innovated something in a great manner. They just started getting entry kills, and that was it. Yeah,
and that could have been, mousesports getting a little bit complacent in the way they were playing because they had such a big lead. They did win both pistols in the first half, though. Was looking a little bit interesting when Navi were able to win the second, but then Mouse righted the ship and they were able to get back on course. And from there, I think we went up to like a 9-3. So when you're in that kind of point, it can be easy to get complacent on the CT side because you just kind of keep rolling with the punches and you're trying different things. Sure. Your AWPers are probably feeling it. But some good individual rounds. Rops had a really good first half. I think, that's where we'll see him shine. He'll probably become more of like a rock star / like clutch player for this squad because of how methodically that he can play. Sure. Good to see. Like Henry said, good to see the Tech 9 come back. I'm happy to see a couple of kills with it. Yeah,
no complaints. And this is actually a big one for mousesports. They've kind of broken a bit of a spree of splitting series. Admittedly, splitting series isn't the worst thing, but versus Heroic, I believe it was Ninjas and Pajamas as well, it was always a 1-1 split. So getting a full fat 2-0, no overtimes involved, that's actually really important for them if they want to try and get into that top
full 6 points, really important.
Yeah, absolutely. Also confidence booster moving forward for mousesports. And I feel like this is how yesterday's game would have probably looked like for Navi versus G2 if they didn't win all those pistol rounds or some of the force buys, right? You can just see how they don't have enough in the tank to basically fight it out.
Now, we're talking of force buys, and before we do head to our break as we catch our breath for the next series, I do want to just investigate that, albeit briefly. Force buys and the fact that, are we seeing less force buys now, people respecting that full buy and realizing its power? But it used to be very rare that we'd actually see, counting gun rounds on one, if not two hands.
No, I think the meta's shifted to a point now where it's just everything of Counter-Strike that we've seen.
Everything is viable.
Everything we've seen is viable, and even there's still more stuff to kind of be played around with, right? These force buys are definitely something that's still in the game on both the CT and T sides. Something which I guess teams have to deal with mentally early on. If you lose the pistol, do you force buy? Do you want to have that fight? Because there's still very winnable rounds. We've seen the CZ coming back and really getting a lot done. So yeah, it still has a place in the game.
I was just kind of insinuating we're not seeing, there's some teams would play the entire game like a T-side or Mirage where it's almost always someone's on a Deagle, someone's on a Scout. There was always something that kind of a messy buy. We seem to, I don't know, moving away from that. But I guess that's something we haven't really got time to explore for now. I'll be sure to pick your brains when we come back from our break. We're going to go ahead and take 5. When we do return, though, we've got another series for you. Get to see Astralis back in action, and we'll see how they're doing versus Fnatic. Yes, indeed, we get to see the Swedes taking on the Danes in a Scandinavian battle. Join us after the break.